just, I remember in the middle of it, she was like, yes, but no. And I'm like, yeah, yes, but no what?
Something like we would be intimate and he would be putting his best foot forward. Like he is in the business of satisfying, just all around.
All right.
Just no, in life. Like he lives to make me happy.
We got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, I don't be having an orgasm. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah. And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like I'm sitting there thinking I'm, Big Daddy Long Leg, you know what I mean?
So I would see him trying and really going to work. And I'm sure so many women can relate. Like you want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative.
Hurt my heart though. I ain't gonna lie. I hurt my heart. I might have cried a couple of times, but it helped our relationship even better.
Well, you guys, so I wanted to give you a brief introduction before we get into the video. We're gonna watch the entire video. Then at the end, I'll give you my response to it. So DJ Envy is 44. His wife is 43. And I gotta say, man, like come on, man, we gotta stop coming out and letting women speak about the sex life and bringing all your business out there on camera, you guys. I'm so happy that we're having the older generation do this kind of stuff so that people like me, people younger than me, people younger than they are, know what it looks like when you get your wife on camera and she gets to talking about your sex life and you look like a goofball. It just looks all bad. But with that being said, let's get into the video.
He was my first. He was my only. And I was very inexperienced aside from sex. Before him, the furthest that I'd ever gotten was second base.
Yeah.
Before him went up my shirt, and I thought that was a big deal. So we were both turtles in our relationship. We waited to have sex to our 1-year anniversary.
All right, man, I'm not going to lie, you guys. First off, that's a bit of a red flag to me, you guys. Because the fact is that they were the first everything with each other. You know what I mean? So, like, it's really hard to tell. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you make better informed decisions when you have a lot more information about whatever, like anything. You make a better informed decision when you have all the information. When it comes to relationships and stuff like that, you make better decisions because of the experience that you've had and what you actually desire. You figure out what you like when you go out and dating. You figure out what you like when you're in relationships. You figure out what you don't like when you're in relationships. And so for them to figure out, to hear her say that they actually were their first everything together, lets me know that there might have been a lot of immaturity when they got together, you guys. So that's just something that came to my mind. And there's nothing really wrong with it, but it is a bit of a red flag into figuring out how the rest of this video is going to kind of like be set up, you know what I mean? It really lays the groundwork for the rest of the way of this video and the way that she narrates their sex life, you guys. I just want to keep that in mind. I just wanted to put a big pointer on that right there, right?
Made it very special and, romantic. But we were two kids that, didn't really know what we were doing exactly, but we had fun figuring each other out. Most young girls and even many, many, many women, I'm sure so many women can relate, but you don't know how to achieve an orgasm.
Yeah.
A lot of women have no idea what it feels like to have an orgasm through sexual intercourse. They know how to do it themselves or they know how to do it through oral sex, but through sexual intercourse, a lot of women just don't know. Now, if you don't know, how do you expect your man to know?
Mm-hmm.
I especially didn't know. So we would be intimate and he would be putting his best foot forward. Like,
oh my God.
He is in the business of satisfying, just all around.
All right.
Man, hold on. We're going to go back a little bit because she getting a little bit disrespectful. I'm not even going to lie. Let's go back a little bit.
Oral sex, but through sexual intercourse, a lot of women just don't know. Now, if you don't know, how do you expect your man to know?
Let me tell you this, man. This is such a fucking cop-out, man. We've heard women say this shit all for the past decades, you guys. Women have been saying this shit forever, and it's a cop out. It's a fucking cop out. Women say, "Oh, I just don't know myself sexually. Oh, how am I supposed to expect my man to do?" I mean, let's be real, you guys. When it comes to oral or when it comes to penetrate, like actual orgasm for women when it comes to penetration, there's a bunch of factors that come into it. First off, if it's not emotion, right? Because emotion plays a huge part. Emotion and the way that that woman is connected to you plays a major part. But that's only half of the equation. The other half is literally your physicality, man. Are you putting enough pressure? Are you stroking long enough when she's telling you, yes, keep going, just like that? Are you able to continue and maintain that same stroke without prematurely coming so that she can reach her climax? That's a big part of it. Not to mention your size. Some women have different size uteruses. So when you get inside of it, depending on how long you are, depends on whether or not you're really reaching that spot or not. Like, I'm gonna just be like, let's be 100, you guys. If you 6 or 7 inches and up, you guys, that's usually a perfect size that almost any woman can get an orgasm off of that with. And if she can't, then it's usually a couple things, you guys. How's your stamina? How is your stamina? And I'm not talking about you as a guy being like, oh yeah, man, I'll go forever. I'll go for days. No. She determines how long it really is. When she's telling you to keep going, she's telling you to keep doing it, keep stroking at that. You got to keep doing that shit. When you've been probably busted twice already, she probably is just getting ready to do her first bust. That's one of the secrets, man. You got to get your stamina together. You got to learn how to really control that cum before it comes out on some real stuff, you guys. So I'm gonna say with that one real quick, man. And I don't like the way she's talking right now, man. I really don't. But let's continue. Let's continue.
I especially didn't know. So we would be intimate and he would be putting his best foot forward. Like, he is in the business of satisfying, just all around.
All right.
Just no. I'm talking about your mentality overall,
just
like,
all around,
just in life.
See, here's the deal, man. She thinks she's giving him a compliment by saying, "Oh, he put in that work, baby." She talking to women. This is how women talk to each other. But this isn't a good look for the guy. This is some. He getting clowned. He put in so much work, but I just wouldn't come. He just couldn't make me come, you guys. Like, this is how she's saying it. He put in so much work, baby. I'm telling you, he would lick it. He would get crazy. He would get the whip. He would even put a gun to my face. You know, he did everything. He even dressed up his, like, this is what we all thinking when she says some shit like this. That's kind of why he defensively was like, all right. This is just all bad, man. Like, come on. He just look emasculated, man. He ain't. I'm gonna be quite honest. This is probably more of a response than Will Smith would have put out if Jada was talking. Well, Jada has been talking about his sex life a lot. So I mean, I'll give DJ Envy some points over Will Smith because of the way he responded on that one. But it's just all bad.
Like he lives to make me happy, and he puts his best foot forward in that realm. So I would see him trying and really going to work, and I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work, and the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I did,
that's false. That is so false. Listen, men, you determine what a reward is. She don't get to determine what that shit is. And this is the issue with the older generation, the older men. They lack spine with their women. Some of them do. The majority of them do. And then there's the other side of men that will fucking slap and beat up women all day, left and right, about that stuff. There's that in between is so rare. But I'm telling you, this is where the red pill comes into handy. This is where the red pill is going to change the way the dynamics of relationship work, you guys. No, the woman don't determine what the reward is. No, if I'm putting all this work in and you still ain't orgasming and you faking it on top of that, guess what my reward is? Get your friend over here, or I'm going to go find somebody else, and you're going to be okay with it. We're going to be all right with it. We're going to talk about it. I'll make sure I'm safe with it. But that's the reward. That's the reward. You know what? And if that's the worst case scenario for you, well, guess what? We're gonna do something. It's a two-way street to this. You're not determining what the reward is. I'm telling you what the reward is, because this is me. I'm putting the work in. I'm telling you what I want. If this is a job or some situation, some shit like that, here's the deal, man. This is what a lot of men have come into relationships with. I think of it like this. When I'm about to go to a job, the job tells you what they're gonna pay you, right? But if you coming in with some skill set, you know what you are have to offer. You can negotiate your salary. So many people don't even realize that they can negotiate their salary. Just negotiate how much their money is worth, you guys. I've dictated that, and I've talked about it with some of my managers. Where's my bonus coming in? I feel like I should get more money because of the work that I'm doing. Where is it at? Well, I'm keep applying the pressure. Same thing happens when it comes to relationships. You guys tell each other what you guys would like. When it comes to birthdays and stuff like that, you tell somebody, just like, we should stop trying to guess and assume what people want. One thing that I'm doing with my family is we're telling everyone what we would like for our birthdays, what we would like, how we would like to be celebrated for our birthdays, how you want us to celebrate us when we pass away, how you want to celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean? Different types of gifts and stuff like that. Instead of having to guess. No, men and women will tell each other. You should tell each other what kind of rewards you like. You don't let your wife determine this shit. And this is where a lot of the older generation, I mean, I'm speaking for DJ Envy right here in this instance. Let me not put everyone in that basket. But I've noticed that to be a trend with the older generation. DJ Envy is 44, and in this situation, look at it. He's letting his wife dictate and talk about this shit. This is her book. They co-wrote it, but this is her book, man. They're talking about their book, you guys. Like, this is just all bad, bro. All bad. She's saying, oh, the only reward that I could give to him is an orgasm. No, that is definitely not the only reward. That's why he took it into his own hands and cheated on her.
Feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it. But once you start, how do you stop? Right. How do you climb back out of that rabbit hole? You can't really have a conversation about it now. So I actually did it to myself. But what's more important is the fact that it had nothing to do with him. Right. He was doing everything that a man could do to.
Here's the deal, man. She's so insensitive to the situation, you guys. This is girl talk, and he's sitting right next to her while she's talking like this. This will not go down with me. This will not ever go down with me, you guys. I'm not going to sit here and allow this to happen and talk like this. You know why? Because this is my image also being put on the line. Not to mention, you're being completely insensitive to the subject. You're completely insensitive. I understand what it's like, you guys, to be loving a woman and she's not being sexually satisfied. And then it makes you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in that position. I've been in that position before. And you know what? I said, fuck it. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this shit no more. You know why? Because it's demasculating. There's no point in being in that situation. Yeah, you say you love the chick, but if she ain't responding in that kind of way and you guys are trying to work with it, you need to go. You gotta go. That's how it is, man. There's no other way about it. And then you know what you do? You elevate. You rank up. You rank up. No point in playing games. Just level up your fucking rank. Shout out Bryson Tiller with that line right there, you guys. She tripping. She tripping.
These women. The problem was that I didn't know my own body,
and you couldn't communicate what exactly you wanted.
Exactly. I had to learn that first. And what the problem was, I was so busy performing and putting on a show that I didn't take the time to be pleased. I didn't take the time to enjoy.
You know what it was, man? She wasn't really attracted to DJ Envy like that, bro. She wasn't really attracted to DJ Envy like that. Y'all could just tell the type of chick she is, man. She done grew into her face. Once again, look at it. They met when they was like 15, 16. That's when they started doing everything together. They didn't even really have time to go out there. So when she glowed up, especially when the internet, social media came a thing, and he started to make a lot of money, she started to have that Sonya, what's Steph Curry's, Aisha Curry. DJ Envy's wife started having that Aisha Curry syndrome where she's like, you know what? Where are the men? I want men's attention. I'm a bad chick. I'm bad. Look at me. I'm fine. I can get better than DJ Envy. Envy soft. I want one of these masculine, these take a stand type assertive ass niggas. Like, I don't want no DJ Envy. I need to learn how to love him because this is the bullshit. Learning how to love shit like this, bro. This is not the type of relationship you want to be in at all, you guys. This is why so many people are against marriages. This is why so many people are against relationships. It's because people don't know how to get in good relationships. They don't know how to have good relationships and talk about it. And so they settle for these fucking situationships like here, man. Hoping that all the shit that they go through will eventually bring them closer. It's a gamble. It's no point in gambling like this, you guys.
That wasn't my priority. My priority was him. And that comes from a place where, ever since we're young, we're we're sold these false narratives that women are sex objects. Women are here for the pleasing of men. Women are toys. You see it on billboard ads. You see it on the cover of books. You see it in, car magazines. You see it everywhere. Sexy women draped across something.
And this right here is another fucking call for women to rally together and some shit like this. Is another virtue signaling bullshit that a lot of women do. DJ Envy's wife is on some fucking bullshit, and she's making DJ Envy look like a fucking cuck in this situation right here. Talking about women as sex objects here, this, that, and the third. Fuck all that shit. You still prescribe to it. You still put on the makeup. You still wear the long eyelashes. You still wear the tight fitting shit. Fuck it. You idolize women that do this shit too. So fuck out of here talking about this virtue signaling. Oh, women are sex objects, this, that, and the third. Humans love sex. Humans fucking... We're one of the few animals on this planet that actually legitimately have own... The clit is dedicated for pleasure. There's no other function aside from pleasure. And that's in a fucking woman. Shut the fuck up with this shit about virtue signaling. Women are just sex objects. But no. That's men don't even. A lot of men don't even believe that shit. The majority of men don't even prescribe to that shit. The majority of men have been raised by single women, single mothers who have been told. Look, a lot of men love their mothers, and they've heard their mothers grow up talking about the issues and the oppression of women. And so these men, now they're men, have been impressed by the words of their mothers, not necessarily their fathers. Not to mention The Color Purple and Mr. and shit like that, you guys, especially if you're in the black community. So many men are already aware of this and don't look at women like that. But women want to continuously use this victim narrative to fucking... Unaccountability, man. That's really what it is, man. Unaccountability. This woman is so immature at this age, 43. Gotta be kidding me, man. I'm so happy that this is why this knowledge that you got, like this red pill shit, and I'm not even talking about like the regular red pill that you hear from fucking Step is Cold or even fucking AMS sometimes, or even Kevin Samuels, you guys. I'm talking about deep diving into this shit. I'm talking about reading Rational Male, all the books. I'm talking about reading Jack Donovan's books. I'm talking about learning about Aristotle. I'm talking about learning different schools of thought. I'm talking about learning about the truth of situations and the way that the world has been shaped into what it is today, you guys. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the red pill. I'm not just talking about female nature and being hard on thoughts and some shit like that. No, there's a legitimate narrative for women to talk and take control over their quote unquote their lives because men are controlling their lives. No, women have all the control that they ever really want. They really do. Women are born with inherent value. Men, you're not worthy of anything. You have to create yourself. You have to make yourself into something of value. As a man, you know what you were born into? Your natural inherent value is man force, workforce, manpower. Or you're a body. You're a body to be sent to the front lines like in the Ukraine war, or you're a body to build fucking shit for other people to use. Other than that, we don't really care. You're disposable. Eggs are expensive. Semen is cheap. And so, because of that, men, you need to understand that once you learn how to control and take yourself and make yourself valuable, these women actually lose a lot of their power. You're really in the best position as a man if you make yourself something of value, guys. Only if you make yourself something of value and you learn how to have a long-term vision, man. A long-term vision.
Advertising something. So we're kind of subconsciously led to believe those things. And for me, this is how it played out in my life.
And everything is all good there now, right?
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I figured out my problems.
Hurt my heart though. I ain't gonna lie. I hurt my heart. I might have cried a couple of times, but it helped our relationship.
And see, here's the deal. Look, you see the situation, man. DJ Envy is actually trying to take control and try to speak for himself, and she's like, no, you're not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna take control of this narrative. This is the situation. This is the dynamic between at least DJ Envy and Gia Casey. But I feel like this is a dynamic that is very trending in these type of generation relationships. 35 and plus, you guys. This is the type of relationship dynamic that a lot of these people have. Granted, it's a lot more stable than the toxic relationships out there, but I don't want this either. Fuck that. Hell no. She don't even want DJ Envy to talk about himself and actually take it into his own voice.
It should be even better.
But on a more serious note,
You see that? But on a more serious note, she put her hand on the shoulder. Stop talking, baby. I got this. You're not going in the direction I want this to be in.
doing that was very, very detrimental, and it put into effect the fall of a series of dominoes that hurt our relationship in the absolute worst way. It was actually one of the reasons why he cheated.
Mm. So do you feel like...
And so here it is, man. She's talking to another chick. He's like just there. He's simply just there as a placeholder. He's simply there as a placeholder. The way that this dynamic is going is all bad, man. And the interviewer, she don't look like she didn't know nothing about no orgasm. She probably get the rose. And I'm not even really trying to clown or talk no shit. Like, I'm just really trying to really point out the obvious and the facts right here, man. She don't even look like she care about guys. She don't look like she like guys. But guess what? It's always about men not liking women. Oh, men don't like the women. Whatever, man.
So how did that conversation even come about? Like, Emmy, were you like, am I not performing enough? Or were you at some point like, you're not performing enough? Or like, how did that come about?
One night we were in bed and we were having sex, and she was just, I remember in the middle of it, she was like, yes, but no. And I'm like, yeah, yes, but no what?
Something like that.
Yes, but no what? And she was like, we got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, I don't be having an orgasm. She didn't say it in that. She speaks way more eloquent than I would have. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah. And then that just crushed me because I thought I was putting in work. Like, I'm sitting there thinking I'm, Big Daddy Long Leg, you know what I mean? Like, and she's sitting there like, no, not at all. So it really hurt my heart. Like, it hurt me because for that time, I thought I was pleasing my wife. I thought I was pleasing, You hear all these stories of women talking about their girlfriend. Oh, girl, he was so short. Oh, girl, he ain't doing nothing. And I feel like they laughing. Now I feel like that's what my wife was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Right there, man. Right there. He put it, he just said it. He just said it right there, you guys. And this is why I talk about penis enhancement. This is why I talk about taking control of your sex life. Because women don't give a fuck. They're going to clown you for this shit, man. Even other guys clown you for this shit. Take it into your own hands. You can change your dick size and you can make this shit happen. And if the chick ain't mature enough to talk to you about that shit, bro, she faking an orgasm, that's some fucking kid ass shit. How old you gotta be to keep doing that shit? Why? Why are you doing that? If my girl's doing some shit like that, we having some fucking issues, and you better believe that I'm gonna be fucking on some other chick. Better believe it. Because you know why? Why would you play with somebody's emotions? Why would you play with somebody's identity with themselves? Especially if they take pride in pleasing you. Especially if they take pride in pleasing you. They put their all and their effort into pleasing you, giving you what they can. Whatever little bit that man has, he's going to give to this girl. And then as the girl, you're going to fake it because you thinking it's a good thing to do. That's some immature shit, and that deserves a punishment. It deserves a punishment. Absolutely. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Kick rocks.
It came out, we had gotten into an argument. And when I was trying to resolve the argument, he tried to slap the Band-Aid of sex over it. And he had done that so many times before. Like, let me just give us some.
You know that conversation.
Let me just give us some.
Take this D and shut up. You know that.
I actually think that's the most toxic. A lot of people love like makeup sex. And in my opinion, I feel like it's the most toxic thing ever. And
it's because she don't know. She don't even... this girl, I'm like, come on, let's be real. We want to talk about how fat guys don't really get no play or some shit like that out here. She a fat girl. You don't let you get no play. You don't know what you talking about. Makeup sex is great. It feels good. And here's the deal. It can be used in a great way if you guys are mature. So many people are not mature with it. Makeup sex is a tool. It's not always a one size fits all cures everything. No, you use it in its rightful place. There's a time and place for everything. Makeup sex has its place when used appropriately.
And we had quite a bit of makeup sex.
Yeah.
And I was over it that day. So I'm like, we didn't even get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, you got to talk about it, and then you can make up with the
You have to get to a point of understanding.
Right.
Then you can have happy makeup sex. But I was having disgruntled makeup sex. And I'm laying there and I'm thinking to myself like, and
because I didn't want that nigga. That's what she's saying. I didn't want him.
then it just came out. So what I did, which was wrong, was I weaponized it. There was a time and place for me to communicate how I had felt. There was a way in which to do it. And that is not the decision that I made. I did it to hurt him. I did it to spite him. And it made our relationship that much more toxic because now I have a husband with a bruised ego who's looking at me as a wife who's a liar and who not only lied, but lied to him.
Because you are.
For years. And in the most delicate part of your
How long had you guys been together when you had that conversation?
At that point, I think we were married for, we're in this
That
house.
was our Kittelon house. It was the other house.
It was the other house. It was when we were on a lease.
Yep.
16, 17, maybe 17 years ago. So we were probably 10 or 11 years into our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember where the bedroom,
I
where we
remember the
sat there
bedroom
and
in the
had the
house.
conversation. It was the house prior to the one that we're living in now. So yeah, no, it was a long time ago. But let me tell you something. It had years of consequences.
Oh my goodness. That's a long time. That's definitely a long time. But you could clearly see the work that you guys have done with your responses and your self-awareness and the parts, you each played to get to where you are today. There's not a lot of pointing fingers, which I love. So I love that for you guys. Love the black love come through.
Baby.
That's so ugly. That is so ugly. I hate when girls do that shit, man. I hate it, bro. And then here's the deal, man. Come on. Like, light skins and dark skins live different lives, man. They live different lives. People look at them differently. When they want to say this black love shit, I get it, but I remember hearing this thing. Cardi B ain't even black all the way. People want, like, the black community wants to house every fucking, any hue, any melanin is going to be considered part of the black community. And then when shit goes awry or whatever, then they want to be like, nope, they ain't part of the black community. Like Doja Cat's ass. Isn't Doja Cat black? Then why does she not supposedly get canceled and not canceled for saying the N-word? Come on, you guys. Like, this shit is just so weird. Black love! Come on. Yes! Yes! Ugly as shit. Nasty as fuck. Immature as fuck. But who am I, man? I'm just an unpopular guy. That's just me. She's probably my age, but, hey.
Yes, and you guys also talk about questions to ask yourself before marriage, and you give, I think, about 25 questions to ask yourself. For each of you, what would you say is the most important question to ask?
Man, that's it. That's it on that one, you guys. And it definitely was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but there was a lot to unpack with that one, you guys. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Don't ever put yourself in a situation like that. And if you guys are in a situation like that, talk about it as soon as possible. Talk about it as soon as possible. Especially if a woman is faking a fucking orgasm women. There's no point in why. You're fucking your own self up over for some shit like that. You are the actual problem. You, women, are the actual problem that fake orgasms.